Let's finish up with the D-line.
Yeah.
You know, a couple things stood out to me here. One, Mikael Williams didn't practice this last day, so he must have been nicked up. CJ West.
He was doing something where they were like going through his strides. They were taking video of it. So I think they're trying to like reteach him how to do something off of that ankle. I made a call or two, and they're just wanting to make sure that he doesn't overcompensate for the ankle that had, took forever to heal, and he kept playing through. Like, they're trying to get that thing 100%. So not ideal, but not a big deal either, from what I can tell.
I mean, this team now has Bryce Huff and Mikael Williams. They probably drafted Mikael Williams knowing they were going to have Bryce Huff. Mikael Williams makes more sense if you knew you had Bryce Huff
100%.
Because Mikael Williams can play with Bryce Huff.
Yes.
I don't think Mike Green can play with Bryce Huff. I don't think James Pierce could play with Bryce Huff. But Mikael Williams can. And so now you've got a front that's got Huff on third downs off the edge. You got Mikael Williams on first and second down against the run. You got a big body Alfred Collins if he ever gets on the field.
Yeah.
You got Jordan Elliott.
Yep.
But the two guys, there's really three guys that have really opened my eyes in this thing.
Yep.
One is CJ West, who's just
my God,
unbelievable. The
strike.
Hands. Yeah, I mean, he's just it's unbelievable. And I asked Kasarik about it, and I said, hey, man, this guy's hands are just ridiculous. I go, have you ever seen hands like this? And he talked about it, and he's like, at the end, he goes, his hands are advanced. Yes, they are advanced. They're weapons is what they are.
He's going to break some of these pads. He's going to explode the pads. By the way, CJ West did not come to camp in shape. I'm just going to throw that out there, right? He's looking doughy. He's looking a little loose. And then he comes out of his set, and he lays the Widowmakers on you, and it does not matter.
He's just
awesome.
Ridiculous. He's ridiculous.
You hear it from the other field when he does his sets.
I'm standing right there. Right? And I'm filming it, and he knocks back the Niner GA, the grad assistant, and this guy's neck goes shooting back, and you see Kasarik's eyes widen, and he's like, good knockback.
He's just killing
so
him.
CJ West and Evan Anderson. Oh my God.
Anderson's hands are much better.
Oh, he's just you can tell he's less doughy, he's stronger, he's way stronger.
He looks like he physically has now taken on the form of like a ball.
He's
but you're
so
right, he's
strong
less
looking.
doughy, and
he's not as like last year he looked like, like a high schooler almost, like a high schooler, like
squish and a little bit of, kind of,
like
when he moved,
really
he didn't all come at the same time. There's a little bit of locomotion in there. You get a little,
I
like
mean,
a water bed.
He really was out of shape. He was really out of shape, but he's getting in shape, and the hand strength and the anchor strength, it's off the charts. And him and West were just rocking on these inside moves.
The poor GAs are gonna run out of GAs because they're just not going to have enough that can handle.
Calling sick.
I mean, it's like being a sparring partner for a UFC fighter when you're going up against these guys. It is, and Larry, I don't think I've ever noted that kind of strike power with 49ers defensive linemen. Anderson sure as hell didn't have that last year. I mean, it was good, but it wasn't like, what the hell's going on here? And I joked about it. Like, I'm dead serious. When West gets his hands and is going through those drills, and Kasarik is all about in OTAs, keeping your hands high. He wants the hands this year. I was standing on the opposite practice field. I was 65 yards away, and I turned my head because CJ West had just struck the GA. Like, it was so loud that I heard it and noted it while watching something else 65 yards away. And I'm like, what just happened over there? And just started walking. I'm like, I got to see what's happening over there because that's where the football's being played. It was awesome.
Yeah, I mean, this, but to me, the one guy, now maybe it's just me because I'm that. This is, I'm
You're a sicko, Larry.
I'm the kind of guy that likes the nobodies.
Are you going to tell me about Sebastian Valdez? Because I got him marked.
Sebastian Valdez.
I got him marked, Larry. You're in good company. There's something there. There's something there with Sebastian Valdez.
Oh, my God. This guy is Montana State to Washington. Played for the Montana State Bobcats.
Yep.
And then finished up for the UW Huskies.
Yeah.
And people missed on this guy. Now, he went to Monta Vista High School in Spring Valley. Now, where's that? Well, that's not the Monta Vista here. That's not the Monta Vista in the Bay. But then he went to Montana State 2021, 2022, 2023, and then finished up 2024. He went undrafted. So, I don't know. The guy's really interesting. As a freshman,
outside of San
he had
Diego.
3 sacks. And then he had 7 sacks as a sophomore. 2023, he had 5 sacks. And then he entered the transfer portal. He was first team All Big Sky at Montana. Mm-hmm. Then transferred to the Huskies. During his one season, he had 49 tackles, 2 sacks, and a pass deflection. He's 6. This is his measurements: 6'3" and 3/8.
Yeah.
301 pounds. Short arms. 31 1/4 inch arms. Huge hands.
Yes.
10 3/8 inch hands.
He's a weirdly shaped man. Let's be clear about this.
Now they list him here at 5.02 in the 40, which is not very fast.
No.
But 1.72 10-yard split.
That's fast.
Enough. 27.5-inch vertical, which is not great, but he's 300 pounds.
Yep.
But 34 reps of 225, which would have led the combine.
Short arms, not a lot to lift,
Yeah. The guy can lift. Yeah, short. That's exactly right.
Short arms really helps.
It really helps.
I have people
are
like,
long
what do you
I have
bench?
36-inch arms.
Like, yeah, I got crazy long arms, and it's always been a detriment on my bench press. But don't try me on leg press. I'll clear the entire rack, baby.
Seriously, I mean, I've got 35-inch arms. I did 2 plates today at age 55 for the first time in like 20 years.
Congrats, man. That's a big deal.
And I was like, I was looking around, going, "Did anybody see that?"
Yeah, right.
looking around the gym, waiting for like some
applause.
Basement,
we get to like rep 10, and I'm like, we might be dying soon.
I'm like, I wasn't working out with one of my sons, so I looked around. I'm like, anybody see that? No, I'm like, nobody saw it. Nobody saw it. It's just me.
The benefits will pay off down the line.
I felt good.
The good Lord saw it, Lair.
But Sebastian Valdez,
there's something there. He stays
There's
low.
something there, man.
Something there. I would practice squat him, but I'm excited to watch him in the preseason. That guy seems like he's going to be a pain in the ass to block in training camp and in preseason, man. There's something.
There's also a buddy of mine who believes in football face. He's like, if you either do or don't have football face.
Okay.
Here is Sebastian Valdez. You tell me if this is football face. I think it probably is.
Yeah, that guy's got football face.
That's football face right there.
That's a helmet that's a head that's been scrunched by a helmet his entire life. He's never had the right-sized helmet. His face does not fit in the helmet. Yeah, that guy's got football face.
That's football face right there.
I, for one, never had football face. I should be noted.
I don't have football face either.
No, I have.
But he has football face. He definitely has football face, and the guy's got 34 reps at 225. So I'm just telling you, in that drill where you got to chase the guy, and then he moves around, then you got to chase him again, then he flips around, you got to chase him again. He's great at that. And smooth. The guys had a couple reps. I mean, you got to watch these things closely. Like, sometimes I wonder if the people watching these practices, do they ever play sports? Did you?
No.
The guys will tell you if it was a good rep if you just listen
they
and
say
if you
it out
watch.
Loud. Yes.
And the way they treat each other. If a guy gets embarrassed, this isn't fourth grade tiddlywinks where everybody gets a ribbon. If some guy gets embarrassed, guys look down, they get a drink of water, they look at their shoes. They're not like over there going, "Hey man, it's gonna be okay. It's gonna be okay."
Yeah.
But when guys have a great rep, man, guys would come over and dap them up, and
they get hyped.
They get hyped. The
coaches
and
will tell you too, man.
Sebastian Valdez was getting a lot of slapping skins after his reps, Dieter. He is winning on these reps, and I'm eager to see what he looks like when the pads come on. Because this guy didn't play at Little Sisters of the Poor last year. He played for the Washington Huskies.
It's not like Montana State's a bad FCS program either. Like legitimately one of the better ones. So
but you noticed
I'm just glad that I'm not on an island, because I have Sebastian Valdez has a lot of notations next to his name on the old roster, Larry. In fact, it's actually a problematic amount of notations, because I don't really have. Well, I got STT, something to watch. I got a couple of positive check marks. That was the last one. Let's see what we got on the other one. This is great radio. And
it's not radio, it's YouTube.
Well, yeah, 3 more check marks. I'm not going to show you the rest of this, because there's some derogatory statements made about certain players.
An unnamed scout.
Listen, there are certain guys who, after one practice, I said should be cut, and then guess what? They weren't around the next practice.
That was what I said about. Did you see my tweet the other day about Nicholas Petit-Frere?
Yeah.
I said Nicholas Petit-Frere has a petite future in the Niners. With the Niners,
I just marked out Russell Gage. Just marked him out. Just said, we don't need to have that there. I didn't see Russell Gage last practice. Should note. Yeah.
What do you think of Bryce Huff? Because some people say Bryce Huff looks small and this and
I'm
that.
saying that he looks really small.
He's
listed
small.
at 6'3", and that I started laughing when I read that. He's 6 foot. They're saying that
he might be 6'1", but I hear you.
Maybe. I mean, he's wearing.
He's not
6'3"
though.
He's listed at 6'3", and then I'm like, okay, where did he get listed at 6'3"? I can't find any evidence. At some point, he just said he was 6'3", and they just took it.
But he gets off the ball.
Oh no, I listen, I get it, but I also can kind of see why Vic Fangio is like, let's use him as an outside linebacker, because he is not 6'3".
Dude, I thought the most interesting answer I got the entire week was, or I'm not sure if somebody, might not even be my question. I was just standing there when Kasarik said it.
Yeah, I was there for that. Yeah,
when he talked about how the steps are different steps in a 2-point outside linebacker rush plan than a 3-point stance, in a wide 9 where you're shooting up the field. Yeah, I mean it's he made it seem like it's almost night and day, and that
I don't know if it's that much, but it is a big deal for him.
He made it seem like Huff is awesome, didn't lose a step. It just wasn't a scheme fit.
I believe
and
that.
It cost him the whole year.
I get that.
I will say this. In 2024, his pass rush win rate was 13.9%. That is better than Joey Bosa. So it's not like, people were all like, fired up about Joey Bosa. Hey, Joey, including Nick. Bryce Huff has, better pass rush win rate last year than Joey, and it wasn't a great year for Bryce. And in 2023, his pass rush win rate was 22.9%, which was the best in football.
It is an exceptionally shrewd move. I see no downside whatsoever to having Bryce Huff on your football team. If it doesn't work out, you lost nothing. Nothing of note. You're not getting a guy like him in the 5th round, and he doesn't cost you barely anything. By the way, you can afford him because you got nothing but cap space. You're spending almost $100 million on guys who aren't on your team. You can afford to bring one guy in. I thought it was a brilliant move. And frankly, I know you were on it, but I'm a little bit angry that I wasn't on it as early as I should have been, because it was, as you noted, like we're talking about guys who are overt and obvious and listed on all the top 10 rankings of free agents and, top of the list. This is a guy who you're getting for a song. You're getting cheap. It's a testament to the 49ers front office. They deserve a lot of credit for seeing that move. And Robert Saleh obviously had something to do with it, but for seeing that move and making that move and getting the Eagles to agree to that move, like that's a hell of a deal, because even if this doesn't work out, 100% worth a swing. 100% worth a swing, because the upside is there. And I do buy the whole scheme thing. You're not asking him to do what he did in Philadelphia. You're asking him to do what he did for the Jets, and he was really, really good. If he had missed all of last year because of an injury, that'd be more of a concern for me. And yet most people wouldn't think twice about it. That'd be more of a concern for me than going into the wrong scheme, not maximizing it, still having some success, to be fair, and now coming back to the scheme that works for him. Like, yeah, this is 100% approval from Dieter Kurtenbach on this deal.